watch out, the BooMan's coming. You better watch out, the BooMan's coming. You better watch out, the BooMan's coming.
Oh, hey, I'm glad you're here. Things aren't so good at the liberal camp. We're at the liberal preppers camp, and I just had to get away. Things aren't going so great. Catherine was supposed to do her interpretation of the vagina monologues, but she came down with a yeast infection, so that's been canceled, and everybody's a little upset about it. At the liberal camp, we're not quite as prepared as we should be. We should have, took some of those prepper videos a little bit more seriously. We didn't totally blow everything off. We did make some preparations. However, a lot of them had to do with stocking up on marijuana and booze, and we had a big old WROL party last night, and now everybody's hungover and dehydrated and hungry, and nobody thought to store water. We got a bunch of sodas and stuff and a few beers left over, hair of the dog kind of stuff, but I see this no water thing becoming a problem here shortly. But we do have a plan. Our camp's so terrible, but we do have a plan just for documentation purposes. Terrible things that are going on around the camp. People are just shitting wherever they feel like it, and they'll just be walking along. They'll just pull down their pants, cop a squat right there. There's no roads or anything in our camp, so nobody's designated anything, and you can just be walking along, and there's nothing worse than stepping in human feces. I mean, it's one thing when it's dog poop, but when you see a couple pieces of toilet paper beside it, or a rag, or a lot of people aren't even wiping their butt. That's even worse, I guess. It's just pretty terrible. Just general pandemonium, if you would expect at the liberal camp. A lot of people are more concerned. I'm thinking, hey, we need more shelter. We're probably going to need some firewood, blah, blah, blah. But it's just like on the game Survivor. A lot of people are just sitting around, chilling, thinking it's going to be over pretty soon. I'll drag some sticks and stuff from the woods. I like to keep busy. I come back and Denise is sitting there like in a hammock they made. Couples are pairing up and stuff like that. Kids are just running around wild. You wouldn't know whose parents were whose kids. It's crazy. And I was single before, and now that we're in this world without rule of law, I'm still not getting any action, even though everybody in the liberal camps just seems to be having sex with everybody else. Somehow I'm not invited to the party, but hopefully that'll change. Silver lining kind of thing, depending on how you look at it. All the atheists have denounced their atheism and said they believe in God now, or believing in God. You know how they say no atheists in foxholes? There's no atheists in a rural situation either. But I'll tell you what, if I was Jesus, I wouldn't forgive him, to be quite honest, because I think, now that you need God's help, now all of a sudden, I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. Where were you before? You were on the internet making all us believers look like a bunch of assholes with your evolution stuff and all that bullshit. Now it's all world order. Oh, please help me, Jesus. And another reason why I wouldn't forgive him if I was Jesus is because I feel like if we get some order restored, I think they're going to go right back onto the internet and start talking about Darwinism again. And I think that's shit. You shouldn't be able to get a pass like go to heaven. When things get rough, you convert, or a deathbed conversion. I think you need to be going along like people like myself, when they show you proof that Darwinism exists. You should be rewarded by going to heaven by saying, hey, I see the evidence. It makes total sense. What I believe doesn't make sense, but I'm going to believe it, because that's what God wants me to do, and I get a pass into heaven. Now all these atheists, they didn't suffer, you know, they didn't get made fun of like I did. They didn't get kicked around. They don't get made look like an idiot on the internet. Now they get to get into heaven for basically free. Just on a deathbed, well, it's not deathbed yet, but last minute conversion now that we're in this world. I don't know. I hope, you know, God, Jesus doesn't see it in his heart to forgive them. Speaking on the topic of God, we do want to give thanks. So far, only 2 deaths in the liberal camp, and we were expecting a lot more than that by now. Really, I got to get back to camp. I'm not pretty much the only one doing any work. We'll go back into this again. Oh, our backup plan. We did have a backup plan somewhere out here. I know the Southern Prepper lives. I know where his location is, and in a few days I'm going to lead our tribe over to their tribe or their group, and we don't have guns. We didn't store guns, so this isn't a threat to anybody, but we're going to go outside their camp or sit down protest and see if he'll give us some food. Well, some more of my tribe are coming, so that's about it. It's World Without Rule at the liberal camp. This is day number 2.
Oh, you know that he's, yeah, you know that he's the one they call